Welcome to the Breakwaters Pocket, a special location here. Got the Breakwater gang here with us. How you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
All right.
Happy to be here.
So happy to be here.
This is the first episode in the Breakwater Screen Room. The new name for the screen room is the Breakwater Screen Room. And we got a couple guests. I just want to introduce everybody. Vangeli, tell us a little something about yourself.
I'm a freshman at Northeastern, and I'm there for engineering.
Nice. JH, you've seen him before. The man, the myth, the legend. Tell us a little something.
Check out episode 3, was it? It was a good one.
Yeah.
Way back when. Some good takes over there on Breakwater's Pod. I also have my own show, Gen Z Hoops. We'll be putting the show on both just to celebrate kind of the great what we're about to talk about. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Of course.
And yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Thanks for coming on, and I hope to see you soon. Dimitri, tell us a little something.
I'm a rising junior at Xavier. I play basketball, and it's truly an honor to be in the presence of Greg and G-Love.
Nice. And Dre, we made an episode earlier this year, but it has not been posted because I don't know. Just give us a little insight on your life and who you are.
Yeah, it's truly an honor to be on this podcast right here. I'm extremely blessed. But I'm playing basketball next year at Central Connecticut State University. Looking forward to it. My freshman year. Yeah.
All right, thanks for coming on, everybody, and let's get straight to it. So we just finished watching the Suns game, and we're just gonna give you guys a little insight on what's gonna happen and what we think is gonna happen in the next upcoming games, especially in the Bucks games, because we're true Giannis fans as Greeks. So, does anyone want to start us off on what they thought about the Suns game?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I think Devin Booker is one of the most talented players in the league, if not the most skilled player in the league. I think next game they're gonna finish it out in Phoenix. I think Paul George needs to get to that free throw line right now. After the game, we're going to free throws because back-to-back games missing free throws, that's big.
It's worse than Giannis, man.
No, nobody's worse than Giannis at free throws. I just want to point out what I think. I think CP3 is the best point guard in the league, and he has the best.
What are you
And
saying?
he has the best
Absolutely.
name. So who's better?
God, Curry.
Listen,
Curry.
Curry's great. Don't get me wrong, but CP3 has been and still is official.
He's not
Like,
a top
He
five.
might have
Top
He's not a
five?
top five
If
all
you
time.
said
Top five?
All time, he's not top five yet.
All time? No,
Not even top five. all
top five
time.
in the league right now.
No, Dame.
Yeah, no, he'll be top
Yeah,
five.
I don't think
He's top five league right now. He's not even top five. all time.
Is he top 3 league right now in your opinion?
top 3 in the league right now? Like all
Top 3
positions?
point guard.
No, he's not top 3. No.
So okay, so give me your top 3. Like this sounds crazy to me.
Curry in the 4
Curry.
or 5.
Curry, okay.
Dame.
Kyrie.
And
You're putting-
Trey Young might be in my top 5 this year.
Okay. Trae Young is beasting, but
Bro, Westbrook's above.
you're putting Kyrie, the guy who just decided, oh, I'm not gonna show up in
All
front
right,
of
but
him.
that doesn't have to do anything with.
Oh,
playing.
yes,
Yeah,
it
that's
does.
fine. Yes,
That's
fine.
this season. I'm talking about this season. CP3 is the best point guard.
You're just wrong.
No, if you say
So
CP3
wrong.
has the best IQ in the league right now,
Yeah,
I would be able to back that up. But
I think he's just the most, like he offers the most.
I think he's the best.
He's the best
now he does make
point
it seem
guard. He's the best like official point guard in the league. Like real point guard.
So that Curry's not a point guard.
Everyone's a
Curry's a
Come on.
great point guard. I just think CP3 fits the mold the best out of everybody in this league.
What makes an official point guard?
CP3, just watch him.
It's just him. He's like the textbook definition.
Listen,
So if you're taking a
JH,
point guard to try and lead your franchise, you gotta
right
do-
now.
yes, you're
He's
going
old
with Chris
too,
Paul.
man.
No, I'm going with this season. I think this season CP3 is the best point guard.
All right, so you're taking him to lead the franchise.
If I had to pick,
It's a yes or no.
knowing
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
trying to be
Yeah,
knowing
that.
Okay, knowing that he's doing what he's doing right now, yes, I take him first.
Don't put money on that.
I will put money on that. Listen, CP3 with any other nice player, like obviously Devin Booker's not playing great right now, but there's nothing we can do about that. Let's hop off this a little bit and let's I think this game was blown by the refs at the end. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, Scott Foster over there.
Yeah.
You also can't miss free throws at the end of the game.
Well, of course, you can't blame everything on the refs, but like Scott Foster, they didn't even try to replace some of these calls. Like that what's his name?
Payne.
Cameron Payne.
Yeah.
That was off his fingertip. What about the travel? That was a travel.
I
That was
think
a travel.
I think this was the Clippers' game to seal.
Of
Because
course.
Devin Booker did not have a good game. He was in foul trouble. He had a solid game. He was in foul trouble. Chris Paul was in foul trouble. This was their game to steal right here. I think next game, Devin Booker's gonna come out and he's gonna get like 40. And
Think so.
40. Yeah, he's gonna get like 30.
What do you have to say about that, JH?
That
40?
scoring 40. I mean, he's obviously put on a show these playoffs in past games, but I mean, it depends. I mean, the biggest thing I think would be a huge question mark is his squad in the play next game.
So has there been anything out about Kawhi?
I mean, he's sitting up in the stand instead of the team.
Yeah.
So I'm going crazy
That's-
before.
He was going.
He was going crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Inside look.
This guy has no emotions. I don't know what to say.
Kawhi going crazy.
Anyway, so I think we had enough, and we say Suns take it next game.
Yeah, so-
Everyone agrees with
We're
that.
not even talking about DeAndre Ayton.
Well,
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Let's skip over. I was waiting to talk about
Just
DeAndre
the
Ayton.
alley-oop
So
at the
start it.
end.
Let's go.
I mean, I'm just thinking a guy that's playing on 2020 and we're just calling him a bust. It takes big men take a little bit longer to develop than most of the positions. I feel like a lot of guards you put them into the league the way the league's going now. You plug in most guards, their rookie sophomore years, they're killing it, right? There've been very few solid rookie big men, very few solid sophomore big men. DeAndre Ayton's the perfect example of that. It took him a little while to get adjusted to it, and now he's thriving down there in Phoenix. He's putting up almost 20 games in the playoffs against Nikola Jokic, MVP of the league. He'll still do it. He'll still do his thing. When they're playing the way, he'll continue to produce. I think that's something that's going really. Anthony Davis in the first round. He's still put. I mean, obviously he was hurt for a little bit, but he still put up his numbers. No matter what it is, he's still coming up and perform every single day. He's got to be looked at now, depending on how the series goes or how the next round goes, whether they're going to play in the next round as one of the premier big men in the league.
I definitely agree with that. So, like, I have a question now. So, you see how you're saying he's one of the best players in the league? So,
thinking James
one of the
Harden.
best big men in the league, I say. Where would you rank him right now in this league?
He's not in the same category as Joel Embiid and or Nikola Jokic in terms of a ceiling wage.
I
Those
disagree with
guys-
that.
those
I don't. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. I don't like Joel Embiid. I don't like his play style. I don't like his attitude. I don't like anything about
Yeah,
that.
You don't have to like him, but you have to respect him.
I don't respect. I don't
He
respect
carried
him
the
at all.
Sixers. He was that's how he got
Guys,
number one seeding.
listen,
Ben Simmons going to the Shanghai Sharks next year.
I really,
I
agree.
Get him out of Philly.
Can we talk about Ben Simmons? I just
Oh,
want to
that's
say,
disgrace.
as a basketball
disgrace.
as a basketball
Get him the
player.
frame.
Yeah, get in here, man. Get in here.
All right, so as a basketball player,
No, move.
I'm not mad at Ben Simmons. I feel like it has a lot to do with confidence. And like as a basketball player, like if you've been around basketball, like you know that certain games, if you don't have confidence, like you don't bash somebody because of, I don't know. That's just my take on it. So I think I'm rooting for him. I want him to bounce back next year because I feel like nobody likes him no more. But I think once he gets his confidence back and he's able to like really show it on the court, I think it'll be good.
Can't be a point
He's gonna
guard.
make sure he
He's
does.
just
34%
a
from the
point
free
guard.
throw.
I think he has great IQ.
Do you think he's a point guard?
I think he can be a point guard, yes.
Do you think he's a point guard right now? Not can be. Do you think he's a point guard right now?
A point guard in terms of what?
If he
Making-
should be
making
playing a
plays
point
better?
guard for
I think he
for
has
his team.
fantastic IQ, great height. He has good ball handling ability for his side. I think he can be a point. What are you gonna? You can't play him nowhere else. He's not a
Small
three.
forward.
No, he's not a three. I think he can play the one.
Okay.
I think once he gets that jump shot consistent, which I know he can do, I think he'll be a threat. He doesn't even need a 3-pointer. If he gets a solid mid range, just like Chris Paul has right now, he's a problem. Simple.
Definitely. Yeah. So that series was incredible. Like shout out to Atlanta beating them. I honestly didn't think they had a shot, but proved everybody wrong. I honestly didn't think Atlanta had a shot beating the Knicks.
Yeah, you put the Knicks all the way Eastern Conference
Listen.
Finals.
I mean, I'm from New York, so I love
Yeah,
the Knicks.
you-
So I'm
you gotta-
gonna take them against anybody,
Of course.
any place, anywhere.
That's how I
I'm
feel.
taking them.
Of course, that's how I feel. So obviously that happened. Now let's get into the Hawks versus Nets. Like, guys, we were
Oh,
supposed
man,
to
I
be
hate-
there
I hate-
tomorrow.
I hate this. I hate this.
Listen, we were supposed to be there
All
tomorrow,
of
but
New York couldn't stop Trey Young.
nah. Listen, let's not
All
go
right,
all the way
it's,
that
two, it's
back.
two different topics. We're gonna talk about the Hawks next. We're gonna talk about the Nets. Bucks.
Let's talk about Nets Bucks. I don't want to talk about the Hawks Knicks no more. That's way
First
gone.
of all, I just want to say, Joe Harris gets paid a lot of money. I looked after the game. I looked at his contract. $75 million for he gets paid money. He's getting paid some good money. So the fact that he couldn't knock down a 3-pointer wide open, uncontested down the stretch is just sad. And I saw something. They said that LeBron James would have made sure Joe Harris had more touches that game. So they're saying that the reason that Joe Harris didn't make that jump shot is because KD didn't get him involved. KD was playing more by himself. What do you guys think about that?
Honestly, I had a similar conversation with a patient of mine at the physical therapy office the other day, and he said, and I called my dad and I asked him too. They said if Michael Jordan was swapped with Kevin Durant, the Nets would have won that game. They said the Nets would have won that game
What? No.
because
absolutely
Michael
not.
Jordan would have found a way to win. What do you guys think about
Yeah.
that?
What do you
I
think
think
about
the
the
idea
way-
of
Yo,
someone
that's a
finding a way to
call.
win is a
Finding a way,
very,
yeah.
I don't want to say, well, it's a very like old school back in my day kind of way to think about it. Like, oh, he'd find a way. Or Jordan would just force the ball to
He
go into the
gi- he- he
basket.
gives
He would
people
just
all-
mentally will it into the book. He's a Jedi or something. Like
Listen,
that.
He
That's very,
finds
very-
wide open man. Steve Kerr made him look good. John Paxson made all these guys look good.
Yeah.
Shooters.
First of all, I just want to
Yeah.
say this
Yeah.
whole generation is way more skilled than, in my opinion. I think now the players are more skilled than back then.
It's not an opinion.
I'm
it's
not-
fact.
I'm
That
not
is
saying-
very, that
I'm
is
not-
very true.
I'm not saying one generation is better than the other, but I'm just saying that this generation, like the players are way more skilled. Back then it was more physical, if that makes sense.
Two different games.
Yeah.
Two different games. Two way different games. Yeah, I can totally agree with
So
that.
I don't think it's fair to say that Michael Jordan can do that and Kevin Durant would be able to do stuff that Michael Jordan did. Like I feel like you can't really say that.
Yeah.
Can I add on to that real quick?
course.
Yeah, so I was at the game. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Nets fan. Very disappointing to see that. I was at the game with Lewis, and I told him, like, Joe, I'm like, the key to win, Joe Harris has to hit the threes. He's not going to do it in the big spot. He's never good in the playoffs. And I give the ball to Joe Harris. I'm like, something's going to happen. Overtime, Joe Harris wide open three. He's not going to make it. And then that's what happened. So I was like, oh, my God. And then KD, that should have been a three. I don't understand. The refs freaking, they don't have him. They label it as a 2. I'm like, you got to be kidding me with this.
That was
And
a 2 if I was on the line.
That was most definitely a 2, G-Love.
I thought that was a 3.
That was
But
most
I-
definitely a 2.
I called it a 2 from the other side of the basket. That's why I have a video of it. You should go 2. I don't know how I did that. But literally, it was egregious there.
Yeah, that was most
Yeah.
definitely a 2.
But don't get me wrong though. I think I'm putting all the blame on Joe Harris, but James Harden has a lot to do with it too.
Well,
I mean, they say he's hurt, but how hurt are you? You're still playing 34. How many
48 minutes.
You're playing
48
48 minutes.
minutes.
You can't be
I
that
honestly did not know that.
No, like
Wow.
No Nets bench. The only bench player
And
to score
Kevin
in Game
Durant.
7 was Pat Connaughton.
No
He's the only
way.
bench player in the entire on both teams to score.
and Kevin Durant played 53 minutes that game. He never came out. But so did Chris Middleton, so it equals out. But I just think James Harden, he needed to give me something like towards the end of the game.
Yeah,
didn't.
no, for
He
sure.
didn't. He wasn't there.
For sure. I also wanted to say shout out to Thanasi Antetokounmpo for allowing a lot of the SLAA to come to the game and paying for half the ticket. So I really wanted to say shout out to you. I know a lot of people here were there, and we really appreciate that. And obviously giving us an opportunity to go to Atlanta, where we're not there, but we were just really thankful for the opportunity. So now talking about Atlanta, let's get into that.
I don't like that, Tom.
Oh, but this is going to be juicy. So we have the Bucks in Atlanta, series tied, game 3. What do we think is going to happen in this? Let's. This is going to be posted tonight.
Gonna even up the series and even up the series 2-2. Going to Milwaukee.
No, what's going to happen in game 3? I want to know about game 3. We'll worry about game 4 later. Game 3.
Hawks are winning. They're gonna take game 3, and the Bucks gonna win game 4.
What do you think, Bangetti?
Nah, I think Bucks take this one. Bucks take it all the way from now on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Hot take, man.
Bucks in 5?
Yeah, see, the Bucks, they learned from their mistakes. They learned what
Yeah.
to make with the Nets. It took them a lot longer because the Nets are a better team than the Hawks. Wow. But the thing is now that the Bucks, they learned that now they figured the Hawks out. They figured out how to shut down Trae Young to an extent, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna just continue doing.
How many
what
points did he have the other day? 14, something like
Yeah,
that.
he
went like 1 or something.
Like I said, to an extent.
I wouldn't say
that's
shut down because I'm a Knicks fan, so you know how that series went. I thought we were gonna shut him down. We didn't shut him down. So
They held him to 14
no
points.
matter that's one game. He'll come back and get.
Right.
But they
35.
figured
the
something
first
out.
game.
Okay, but like he just said, they figured
But-
something out.
But that's
And
what
it
you understand. One player, like if you contain somebody for one game, like that doesn't mean that
That's
the
what
other
that
games
is.
he's gonna probably bounce back with like 35.
35?
I'm telling you, he's gonna have a good game.
Okay.
Good players always find a way to adjust no matter how good the defender is.
Dimitri, what do you think is gonna happen in Game 3?
I want the Bucks to take it. I don't see it. I see the Hawks taking it.
I don't know
Yeah,
why,
yeah.
but I also agree with that. Just because the home power that they're
Saying
gonna
back in the
have,
day, yeah.
and they're gonna come in willing to do whatever it takes after getting blown out. They're gonna want it, and I know they are.
Crazy.
I think we're focusing too much on the offensive. Looking at his game or how Trae played in terms of points, he had 9 turnovers. It's the most by any player this year's playoffs, and the most by any player ever playing less than 30 minutes.
I didn't
So,
even know that.
It's a staggering stat. So he was. It wasn't just missing shot. You're gonna miss shots. It's the fact that he can't even get the ball to his shooters because he's turned the ball over, or he can't even. They can't even swing it the way they. Like, against the Knicks, they were doing whatever they wanted. He was turning the corner every ball screen. He was making the right read. He was throwing a lot. It was the game was just super simple. The Bucks in game 2, it wasn't that they beat them by 30 or 40 because they shut the lights out. They beat them by 30 or 40 because they got them completely out of their element. Now, is that more of the Hawks' fault, or is that more of the Hawks making mistakes or Trae making mistakes, having a bad night, or is the Bucks doing something right? We got to see more. I can't. No one can answer the question.
Wow.
Can't.
I honestly didn't even know that stat, and that honestly that brings Vangeli's point into like really detailed comparison to what you just said. Just because Vangeli's saying that they figured something out, and we don't know if they figured it out. We'll see in Game 3. We will see in Game 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think James Harden is very similar to Trae. They both turn the ball over a lot. No, I'm not talking about skill. I'm saying James Harden turns the ball over a lot. If you really watch him, just like Trae Young, I think they're very similar with that. So it'll be better to see them work on that.
So who do you have winning the series, right?
You will never catch me rooting for the Hawks. I'm a huge Knicks fan, so I want the Bucks to win. I want them to win. I want the Suns to win everything. I want them to win.
Okay.
So,
Dimitri?
Who I think's winning it?
No, winning the series.
The series? I think they're gonna take it.
G-Love?
I obviously Bucks, you know.
I got the Bucks.
Represent.
Yeah, them hand to the Bucks.
You already know my answer, Bucks.
Bucks all around. So we got Suns all around, and then we got Bucks all around.
Trying to go screw this up.
All right. So now listen, this is what we're gonna do. Let's see who's gonna win the series out of our votes right here. Bucks or Suns? Vangeli, you start us off.
Probably the Suns.
yeah, you gotta look at the matchup.
Can't,
Yeah,
You have to
look
look
at
at
the
the
It's gonna be
matchup.
tough. Yeah, I mean,
Such a hard
my
game.
biggest thing is the reason why I think I would take the Bucks is because Brook Lopez has been challenged defensively all playoffs long because he's going against a lot of stretch bigs, and against Aiden, I think he can actually play the style he's used to playing. They can play drop coverage and get away with it, which something they haven't been able to do against any other bigs they've been playing against because they've been playing against labs that aren't throwing that out there. With Devin Booker and Chris Paul, the guard plays a little bit. I mean, how's Juhali going to respond? How's Chris Middleton going to respond? That's gonna be the biggest key there. And then with Giannis, I don't know who on the Suns is gonna be able to handle him, but that's where the team.
Jay Crowder on it.
Listen,
Jay
I
Crowder's gonna contain him, I think.
I agree with JH. I'm gonna go Bucks as well. I have Drew Holiday literally locking down Devin Booker in my books. Drew Holiday's
Time out.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, rewind that. That statement right there, locking down Devin Booker. I don't think no man on earth can lock down Devin
I
Booker.
think okay, not locking down, maybe holding him to less than 20 every game. Less than 20 every game.
I think that's
But
get his
that's
nose
fine,
removed.
though.
That's just broken.
That's fine. Less than 20 is efficient. If Chris Paul's over here getting 20, if Aiden is
Will
getting
Chris
20,
Paul
like,
be able to get 20 though?
we'll see. I think
We'll
he
see.
can.
So I have the Bucks. So now it's 2-1 Bucks. G-Love, who do you got?
Now I'm going Greek free. Gotta rep our country in Greece.
Oh wow.
That's it. My man
That's
Giannis.
what's about to happen. There we go.
Finals MVP. They're gonna win in 7 games, so it's gonna be tough. But I like the squad. You got Connaughton off the bench, shoot the 3. You gotta have 3-point shooting in there.
Yeah.
And
All right, Dimitri, what do you think?
I got this one.
3-2. And
You
Dre?
know who I got the Suns. I like these books.
Ooh, so now we're tied 3-3. Now we're gonna take this to either the Gen Z or the Big Fellas podcast.
Breakwaters.
Oh shit. Now we're gonna take this to either the Gen Z or the Breakwaters podcast Instagram for you guys to vote and tell us what you think, and that will be the outcome of the playoffs.
And whoever's right is gonna. No, I'm kidding. We're not giving out this trophy.
Yeah, it's never going away.
This is also very important. This is a very important trophy. 3-on-3 basketball trophy from 1, 2, 3, 4 players were there, and 5 and 6 were there in our souls.
Take it easy, bro. Just take it Calm down. They get participation trophies all the time.
This is not gonna go in my office. Anyway, yeah. Shout out to Resurrection. It was a all right. Shout out to Resurrection. We took the chip in the 3-on-3. Shout out to Lefteria. Shout out to everybody who put this together. Shout out to Statman for keeping the stats. Shout out to Peter Haralambos for letting us win this. And Lazar all the way from Serbia, baby. Anyway, any last things that you guys want to add before we sum everything up?
I mean, JH mentioned Brooke Lopez. I was gonna say, people interrupted. That's his guy, man. It sounds just like Brooke Lopez.
So, if that's all right today. That's all for today.
Sounds good to me.
I
Yeah.
just want to say one more statement.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
I think Giannis needs to develop his game more. And I love Giannis. I do. I love Giannis. But I just feel like you won 2 MVPs. You can't make free throws. Like, I don't know. Something has to give. I think he needs to work on his game.
Trey, who's your favorite player? Who's your favorite player?
Carmelo Anthony.
Does he have 2 MVPs?
No, he should. And we can have that debate whenever.
I'm with that.
I'm taking Carmelo Anthony whenever.
All right. So we'll be back tomorrow. This episode's gonna go up tonight. We'll be back tomorrow after the Bucks game, and we'll see you in a splash.